fights for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff. But
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
we can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
Yo, what the world is up? My name is Rashad Milligan. If you are new to the channel, this is the road to 5K subs. Let's get into it without further ado. I got a few topics that I was working on. I was like, I had some time tonight. I ain't have a game. I ain't had this. I ain't had that. So I had some time tonight. So after the Hawks game tonight that I didn't attend, I just watched. After that, I had some time and I was like, what can I talk about? So I came up with some topics, and here's the first one. First things first, shout out to NOLA.com, man. Everybody say shout out NOLA.com. Shout out. Good times, Picune. Yeah. And so I'm going to be reading this one from here. How LSU star guard Flau'jae Johnson is eliminating $5 million of debt for Louisiana families. And this is written by, shout out to myself. What the heck? All right. Anyways, LSU guard Flau'jae Johnson is looking for one of her endorsement deals to impact more than just herself. Days ahead of Selection Sunday in the 2025 NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament, Experian announced Johnson as a company spokesperson in effort to wipe out $5 million of debt for families in Louisiana. You know what's bigger than basketball? Financial empowerment, Johnson said in the Experian commercial. Finances are tough, and Experian is helping the next generation pursue their dreams. That's why I'm excited to announce Experian is wiping out $5 million of debt for families in Louisiana. An Experian membership is not required for a chance to receive the opportunity to have the debt wiped out, and the beneficiaries will be randomly selected from the debt pool. The financial company is also wiping out an extra $100,000 of debt for every NCAA tournament win from the LSU women's basketball team. I love that Experian is giving these families financial freedom, Johnson said. It's going to open up so much opportunity for them. That's big. The Experian website also includes an explanation of why the company chose Louisiana to help eliminate debt. Some of the web pages featured facts were, 50% of Black people over the age of 18 are very or fairly worried about getting out of debt. 52% of Black people over the age of 18 also indicated that they are working hard to rebuild their credit. And Louisiana has one of the highest unbanked ranks in America at 8.1%, and about 1 in 4 Black mortgage applicants are denied. Money isn't everything, but you need it to live a good life, Johnson said in another Experian commercial. The Experian app can also help you save money, save time and money, build your credit, and help you gain more knowledge in finances. Johnson is number 43 in all of college sports with an NIL ranking of $1.5 million, according to the On3 ratings. In addition to being a star basketball player, Johnson has over 138,000 monthly listeners as a hip-hop artist on Spotify. One of her more popular singles, Came Out of Beast, features Lil Wayne, which she performed at Louisiana Fest 2024 and the 2024 ESPY Awards. Johnson has a distribution deal with Jay-Z's Rock Nation label. The junior guard has been LSU's leading scorer this season, averaging a steady 18.9 points per night. She was shut down at the end of the regular season and throughout the SEC tournament with a lower body injury, but head coach Kim Mulkey said that she expects her to be ready to play in the NCAA tournament. The Tigers will find out where their national postseason journey begins on March 16th. So, man, first things first, salute to Flau'jae, man. Shout out Flau'jae for sure. Giving back to the community and finding a way to have meaningful partnerships. It's one thing to have partnerships and NIL agreements to increase your personal wealth and your personal portfolio and all of your riches and things for yourself. But at the same time, to do it with purpose, to do it for meaning, so they're not just empty kind of riches for yourself, but something that can reflect and bounce back, be beneficial for those around you as well. And that's exactly what she's doing with helping eliminate $5 million of debt for Louisiana families in the state that, kind of took her career to the next level of sorts. Like she said, LSU was the best decision. Going to LSU was the best decision of her life. And, it's just taking her to new heights, new levels. She won a national championship there. Just her national acclaim and everything like that reached a whole nother level. She became a whole nother social status and things of that sort when she went to LSU. And just seeing her grow and mature as a businesswoman and to do a lot of the things that she told me she was going to do when she was in high school. When she said she was interested in investing, she was interested in diversifying her investment portfolio, things like real estate, things like business, and all of these are stuff she was telling me 17 when she was 17, 18 years old when I first met her and stuff like that. So to see her now growing up, becoming the young woman she is, I believe she's 21 now, and doing those things and doing them for the past couple of years already. Shout out to her momager as well, Miss Kia and stuff like that. They're all doing a sensational job with her and her brand and moving strategically and moving smartly with the money to even partner up with a financial institution that encourages financial literacy and keeps people on track with their finances is just big. You can get 100,000 right from a deal for something that a lot of people might consider like, I don't need this product. Like this product is useless. It's kind of more of a luxury brand as opposed to something that I could use, a basic necessity. And I feel like financial literacy and, banking up with or partnering up with this particular company is something that is useful for people and everything like that. And it, a sweepstakes and everything like that, you get to be the face of it. I think it's dope, especially if all of this stuff goes through the way that it's intended to go through, and to help the Black community in particular and the people of Louisiana it's extremely dope. So salute to Flau'jae, wise ahead of her years, and thus in large part thanks to the people around her momager, Miss Kia. And yeah, man, shout out to Iman as well. She's developing her land out in Atlanta, her first property that she's developing and stuff like that. So she's literally doing everything she told me she would: real estate, business, basketball, and of course music at the same time. As the music career is just going up, bro. She just released a Fly and Beat project. I ain't really tapped in with that project in particular yet, but all of her other stuff has been really good. She's gaining a fan base, gaining some motion and stuff like that in that lane as well. So I definitely have to say salute to Big Flo herself, and best of luck to her going into the tournament. As I said, we have in a couple of days coming up and stuff like that. We'll see what happens. Get well soon, Big Flo, because all college basketball fans want to see a competitive tournament. And the way to get a competitive tournament is to have you and Niece both healthy. So get well soon, Niece, as well. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the tournament next week and things of that sort. Speaking of SWAC tournaments going on right now in Atlanta, back home and stuff like that. Some pretty good games, especially on the men's side. Southern and Grambling went down to the wire where Southern forced overtime with the steal and last second dunk right before the buzzer went out and stuff like that to force overtime, but Grambling still pulled away. Shout out to King Dozier, another one of my babies, another kid I covered in high school and stuff like that over there. He's leading them as he has for the last couple of years ever since he transferred over from, I believe it was JUCO. He transferred over to Grambling State, and he's just been the face of that program. I hope he has a great last run over there at Grambling and stuff like that, and he has a good pro career wherever that is. Hopefully he can be as close to home as possible and stuff like that. But shout out to King Dozier, man. In Grambling State, Jackson State as well, another one of my kids that I covered in high school, Deshaun Ruffin and Kevion Hunt, two guys over there at Jackson State with Mo Williams and the Tigers. Shout out to Jacktown. Shout out to Hines County. Shout out to Mississippi. Sip Boys. And yeah, man, Deshaun Ruffin had 29 points tonight in the win over FAMU. They got a couple more games to go in the SWAC tournament. And like Blake Levine said, shout out to Blake Levine over there in Jackson on the news and stuff like that. He was like, the SWAC has opened now that Southern has lost, but the defending champions are still in it. The defending tournament champions are still in it, and King Dozier is still on that team, man. So, and that's a team that didn't only win the SWAC last year. If you guys forgot, they also won a first 4 game, and they were kind of like the talk of the NCAA tournament real early on. So, they're not going to be an easy get out because they have that experience, everything like that. Obviously, Deshaun has that experience being in the SEC and having an NBA All-Star coach and stuff like that. Shaq was at the game tonight in Atlanta. Salute to Shaq. You know, I always give him a tough time when it's time to give him a tough time, but I always give him his props when it's time to give him his props. He does a lot of giving back. He does a lot of support and stuff like that, whether cameras are there or not. So shout out Shaq for showing up for his former teammate Mo Williams tonight in the Jackson State Tigers. That's my little swag tournament kind of wrap up and stuff like that. In the MEAC, I believe Diamond Johnson was just named MEAC Women's Basketball Player of the Year as expected. I was watching another live stream with the Brooklyn dude and stuff like that tonight, and they were doing a mock draft, and they had Zay Green going, and he was like, Zay Green, she could play. A lot of people might not know. I'm like, man, Zay Green, that's an HBCU product. If you know, you know. Zay been in college forever, but you know, her and Sedona Prince, but you know, I'm very excited to see where she goes in this draft and see if she can make the roster. I hope she can compete for a roster spot this year. Hopefully expansion will help that. They need to expand the rosters as well. Not just the teams, but expand the rosters. You know, I think there's only like 12 spots on each team, like expand it to 14, 15. Let's get to 15. I think that needs to be the next thing. You see the Atlanta Dream are moved their first game, their home opener against Indiana Fever, to State Farm Arena. No surprises there. They moved every game to State Farm Arena against Caitlin last season. They said they want to move more games to State Farm this year. I believe it's probably going to be, you know, teams like Vegas with Asia Wilson, and teams like Chicago Sky with Angel Reese. I'm sorry, I went blank for a second. But those are the two like huge popular teams down there and players down in the A. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, man, that's the first thing. Okay, so second thing, this is kind of a thing that was sent to me. So I'm gonna show them some love. Shout out to Boardroom, everything like that. Shout out my people over there at Boardroom. Here we go. Make sure I don't leak nothing. Anyways, co-founded by Kevin Durant and Rich Kleiman, has just launched a Boardroom Members Club, an exclusive membership community designed to help members expand their professional network and unlock new career opportunities, featuring an all-star lineup of advisors, including Taylor Rooks, Michael Strahan, David Blitzer, and more. Please see the full release down low for your coverage consideration and let us know any additional information that might be helpful. So yeah, the Boardroom premier media brand and co-founded by Kevin Durant and Rich Kleiman, covering the business of sports entertainment, announced today the launch of Boardroom Members Club, an exclusive membership community designed to provide unparalleled networking and experiences for professionals across industries. Applications for membership are now open, with the club's official launch in June. Boardroom Members Club is a natural extension of what we've built, a trusted platform that delivers unique access and insights that move the business, sports, and entertainment forward, said Rich Kleiman, CEO of Boardroom. From the beginning, we've heard that people want access to our events and our network, and Boardroom's Members Club answers that call and more by creating meaningful opportunities for building authentic relationships. If you're looking to take your career in sports or entertainment to the next level, or are looking to learn new things, to learn from a wide variety of industry stakeholders, this opportunity is for you. Emphasizing the power of personal connections and value-driven experiences, Boardroom Members Club will provide members with direct access to Boardroom's elite network of industry leaders who are driving innovation across sports and entertainment. The membership experience includes regular members only networking events featuring international intimate programming designed to foster meaningful connections and collaboration, annual member conference with an afternoon of impactful conversations, keynotes, and breakout sessions with industry thought leaders and experts. Entry to Boardroom's flagship events throughout the calendar year, including the NBA, WNBA All-Star Game, US Open, and Art Basel. Access to Boardroom's deep Rolodex to cultivate relationships, gain exposure, develop industry-specific skills, a selection of premium gifts, and customized perks. So here are some of the people, the inaugural board of advisors, people from the chairman, Blackstone Tactical Opportunities, co-managing partner, Philadelphia 76ers, New Jersey Devils, Michael Strahan, Smack Entertainment, a co-founder. I didn't know he was a co-founder of Smack Entertainment. I knew he was a part of Smack Entertainment, but I didn't know he's a co-founder. Is Deion Sanders also a co-founder? Because I know he's part of Smack as well. CC Sabathia, special assistant to the commissioner. I did not know he was special assistant to the commissioner. Amber Sabathia, shout out to Amber Sabathia, MLB agent and philanthropist, Michael Ratner, OBB Media, Taylor Rooks, sports media personality, Larry Jackson of Gamma, Constance Schwartz Maroney, co-founder of Smack Entertainment, Mark Ronson. Oh, Mark Ronson. You do it to yourself. You do. That's one of my favorite songs ever, Just. That's a very random fact, but that's one of my favorite songs ever. Mike Levine of CAA and Justin Tuck. A lot of these people are people that I've actually like had encounters with, which is crazy. It's crazy to think this stuff. God is good all the time. But yeah, man, I bring that up, to show love to KD and the boardroom family, everything like that and stuff, spread the word. But I also bring that up because Anthony Mackie, he just went viral he was on the Pivot podcast. And he said that, we lie when we tell kids growing up, like it's all about talent and working hard and hard work and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, the people that are successful are the people that got the opportunities. And that's 100% true, bro. Like, and some people said this isn't the case in sports because sports is so heavy on talent. No, there's a lot of politics that goes into sports and being found, especially on the recruiting scene when you're like high school age going into college and trying to get looked at by colleges. If you don't get looked at by colleges, or if your grades aren't good enough, right? If your grades aren't even good enough, you're not even going to get into college. You're not even going to go. You got to think about someone like a Steve Francis, bro. And it's more examples of this. I think Jordan Crawford's another guy that didn't play. Yeah, Jordan Crawford didn't play high school basketball. Jordan Crawford didn't play high school basketball. He ends up getting to the league. He has a nice, decent career, plays a couple of years in the NBA and things of that sort. But he played and he made millions of dollars from the game of basketball professionally after not playing in high school. You have a guy like Steve Francis, right, who gets kicked out of a lot of high schools and was selling drugs. Hello, he was selling crack. Steve Francis was selling crack. He couldn't stick with the team, and he finds a way to Maryland, the University of Maryland, and becomes a top pick in the NBA draft. And then at his size, the franchise dude whose dunk is cocking it back to his feet and dunking like this, even though he's like 6 foot, if that, the franchise becomes like a longtime veteran, a bona fide baller in the NBA, multi-time All-Star. Shout out to Stevie franchise, bro. Shout out to Steve Francis. But that doesn't happen without that opportunity. A guy like Tony Allen was at JUCO and stuff like this, and he was like fighting to get people's attention. And, I think he got kicked out of a school or something, or he got suspended because of weed and he got a warning. And he finds his way onto a roster on a major college program or college program with more eyes on it. And then he makes it and he has a long, prolonged NBA career. And now he's getting his jersey retired by the Memphis Grizzlies. Trey Murphy, who was in my opinion, one of the candidates for most improved player MIP this year with just a bigger opportunity and no more Brandon Ingram in New Orleans and stuff like that. He was someone who was at a smaller school looking to transfer to a larger school, finds out a larger school and he thinks he's going to stay another year of college. And then he finds out in the mock drafts that he's in the first round. So he just decides to go to the NBA, and he ends up handful of years later, averaging over 20 points in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So all of these things, it's just literally opportunity. The talent is always there, but it's opportunity that gets you there to this. So I say all of this to say networking is extremely important. Without networking, you can't do anything. You can have all the talent in the world. I think we all know some people who are the most talented people in the world, where there's music, sports, that are still, never got out of their hometown, never got bigger than their state. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many like legends in Georgia that I know, hooping and music wise, that were like really one of them ones. And the people they were next to who end up becoming legends and stuff like that. And they kind of just like local legends, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of weird and it sucks, but that's just the case of what it is, man. And a lot of times that difference can just be exposure and opportunity and networking and doing the right thing, because if the grades ain't there, then you can't play. Yeah, or if you got an addiction, the addiction might stop you from working and putting out the work that you need to put out for the world to see your talents and gifts and abilities. So I agree with Anthony Mackie, to be honest, man. It's really about opportunities. Like for me, a lot of every opportunity, every job that I've received is from people that I met. Literally, like when I first graduated, when I was graduating college and stuff like that, my senior year, second semester and stuff, like I'm like applying to all these like local news stations and stuff like that, just praying for a job, bro. I didn't even get like a hey Rashad, thank you for applying. We decided to pass on you. I didn't even get that. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm like, are my applications going through? Like I'm looking back at my email, looking at the confirmation, little messages, making sure that they got my applications because I'm not hearing nothing, yo. I'm not hearing a thing. I graduate, walk across the stage, everybody's telling me congrats. Everybody like people like roll down from out of state family members and stuff, showing me love at the crib. We got a cake and everything. I give a speech. I say, I appreciate y'all, but the work ain't over. I don't have a job. What are we celebrating? Like, I don't have a job. Like, I appreciate all the love. Y'all say y'all proud of me, this and that. I do not have a job right now. So it's like I was so focused on getting a job. So I was working for free at Rolling Out, doing one story a day for free. And I was doing that for about a month. You know, I'm still acting at this point. I was acting throughout college. And so I'm on set working on John Cena's movie and stuff like that. And I had an interview because I had a call from my mentor. This is the first gig. 1 month after college, no job. I want to be on sports on TV. This call is to be in news at a newspaper. I said, that is exactly the opposite of what I want to do. Click. And then I thought about it. Rashad, you don't have a job. So I called my mentor back. I say, you know what? I'm interested in it. So my mentor, he knew the sports editor at the paper, who is now the editor in chief over there at the Douglas County Sentinel, Derek Mahone. And they had an opening for a news reporter position for a city beat and crime beat and stuff like that. So I interviewed for that, but my interview was during the filming for the John Cena movie. So I had to leave the John Cena movie, and I told the director and stuff like that. And he said, yeah, man, go ahead. You know, your future is important and stuff like that. Like, make sure you have a steady income and everything, because this acting, woo. So I said, all right, bet. So I go over there, I changed clothes into my shirt and tie, had it on a little vest, I think. Did my interview, knocked it out. He gave me an assignment to do a writing test, and then they ended up running my writing test in the paper the next day for free. I didn't get paid for it. It was about the Water Sewer Association over there in Douglasville and stuff. I still remember it like it was yesterday. So that was Ron Daniel I did the interview with. He was the editor-in-chief at the time. And so I'm still on set, because I think it was like we doing 2-3 days of this John Cena movie, and I get a call while I'm on set, and they offered me the position. I took it. And so we finished the movie, filming the movie with John Cena. John Cena came to our table one time, and he like started speaking to us, and I was like, yo, what the heck, bro? It's John Cena. I was trying to stay calm. He's like, stay calm, bro. And he was so nice, and he like went over, it was a piano on set. He just plays piano on set, and like everybody, all the extras just flock over to him with their phones out, recording him playing piano on set. And I didn't do it like just because like set rules are so strict. They're like, don't bring out your phone, don't do this, don't do that. And I should have brought out my phone, because that was like my last acting thing that I did. So I mean, looking back at it, I should have just brought out my phone. But yeah, that's where I even got my foot in the door. And I had a job or whatever until I didn't. I got laid off from there. But my second job, I'm telling everybody I got laid off. And my homie that I met in college from a college conference is like, that's crazy you telling me this, because I'm actually leaving my job. I'm burnt out in Alabama. And I said, I don't know if you want it. I say, yeah, I want it. So I took that job, and I was there in sports for a couple years. After a year, I started winning awards in Alabama. I get some attention on a wider range. USA Today Network reaches out to me. That was Sam. Sam reaches out to me from the USA Today Network. Let me look up Sam real quick, so I can get this whole thing right. Sam. So Sam reaches out to me. You know what I'm saying? What's Sam's last name, bro? Where my people at? I'm trying to find Sam's name, bro. Dang. Oh, Sam Hall. There we go. Sam Hall, bro. Sam Hall reaches out to me when I'm in Alabama. Shout out to Sam Hall, bro. I'm about to post his man right now. Dude. So he hits me up when I'm in Alabama. I'm at a softball game, covering a softball game in Alabama, private school softball game of Springwood and some other team in Alabama, stuff like that. Salute to Sam Hall, brother. But yeah, he hits me. Yo, you trying to come over to USA Today Network? I said, USA Today? Bro, yes. Because back then, USA Today, if you work, you get a blue check. I wanted a blue check, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I knew the blue check could be a good or look, whatever. I'm trying to get back to Atlanta for real. But the blue check and the USA Today Network experience, I know is a huge name, huge look. So I'm moving, you know what I'm saying, strategically. L. Duncan, like I mentioned before, my auntie L in journalism game and stuff like that. She gave me game when I was at Douglasville, my first job. And she said, everything you want to do, make sure it's strategic. So I said, okay, L. Once again, people I know giving me game for the opportunities to be ready for the opportunities when the opportunities come. But Sam noticed me from winning awards and everything like that in Alabama. And then also, I guess he said my name was like in the system of NABJ and stuff like that. So once again, putting my name out there to get opportunities by going to NABJ, by doing this, by speaking to these people, I could have had all the talent in the world going back to right when I graduated college and still not get hired for any jobs. I was getting no emails, just sending out applications. Them the same person. But now I'm winning awards and I'm getting national attention and everything. I'm getting recruited by multiple papers around the country, all because my mentor called. Someone I knew a guy that was hiring. And that's the point of this whole story, bro. That's the point of the whole story. I even ended up at this job from someone that I knew that I met when I was in Mississippi. So to follow back, I get my first job from someone I knew in Douglasville. Then I get my second job from someone I knew in Alabama. Then I get my third job from someone I knew in Mississippi. Then I get my fourth job from someone I knew in Atlanta. Then I get my fifth job from someone that I knew out here in New Orleans, bro. That's literally my entire career. It's been just people I've known. It is not like what I've done, what I applied to, and people was just impressed by my resume and my skill. Like, no, the talent meant nothing if people didn't know me, if know who I was. So I say all of this to say networking is extremely important. That's my app session. I hope you learned something from that and get some motivation, get some money, because it's out here. And you're not just going to get it just being talented. It hurts to say, but you're not going to get it from talent by itself, bro. Like, you have to have the people to give you the opportunity. You got to know people, bro. Like, that's my entire story. It's just new people, bro, to be honest. Next thing, what is it? Next thing, okay, college football. Okay, next thing is the college football league. Okay, bet. So apparently the college football like cover shoot like leaked today. And here are some names that they have up: Jeremiah Smith, Ryan Williams, Kirby Smart, Tim Tebow, Reggie Bush, Bryce Underwood, and a whole lot more. Who I see James Franklin. This looks like Lane Kiffin, the Oregon Duck, the Auburn Tiger. This looks like a Wisconsin player. This is Garrett Nussmeier, Tim Tebow. This looks like Reggie Bush. This looks like Mark Ingram. This looks like Bryce Underwood. Ooh, he said right. Bryce Underwood, yeah. He's Kirby Smart, Uga. Tennessee's Dog. Iowa Flags. That's all I can like really identify here. I think this is Don't get on me. I think this is the kid, the Ryan Williams kid. He like went crazy on UGA, and he was only like 17, caught the ball, did the spin move and everything like that, and beat UGA. This kid right here, not gonna lie to you. I don't know your name, but I'm sorry. I apologize, college football fanatics. I'm sorry. I apologize. And this Florida player, I don't know as well. Penn State player, I do not know as well. I'm sorry. Apologize. But yeah, my thoughts on this is just like, bro, I don't like the group. I don't like the group picture, bro. I don't like the group picture. I don't like the idea of like participation trophy. Everyone's invited. This is the world of college football. We're all on the cover now. If this is just pictures for, say, you know what I'm saying, to have like as alternate, like inside photos or photos for the menu, right? On the menu on the game and stuff like that. Even if this was last year was the first year in like 10, 12, how many years college football had a game, right? So I think last year, if you wanted to do that, put out a whole bunch of people. They put out 3. That's fine because it's the first time that you ever had the game in over a decade. So, all right, bet. That's cool. Let's do it. This year, I don't need 50 people on the cover, bro. Everybody's not winners. It just is what it is. Everybody's not a winner, bro. You only got one winner. Only one person winning at the end of the game. So it's like, unless this is the photo shoot for menu little options and stuff like that, I don't want it, bro. I don't want 50 players on my cover, bro. Only one player wins. Only one team wins. So only one player should get it. Only one program should be represented, in my opinion. That's just me. So yeah, that's what I think about it. And yeah, he said credit to Tubby CFB on Instagram for obtaining the leak. I think this is just unfortunate that it leaked, but at least a leak sometimes can be a good thing because it can start this conversation of what you like, what you don't like, so it doesn't come out and everybody just hates it, and then you're like, ah. So yeah, that's my 2 piece on it. I don't like the participation trophy, like feeling of it and stuff like that. Bring back winners, bro. Bring back winners for real. All right, next thing. Let's see what we talking about. We talking about Sia. We talking about Playboy Carti. He finally announced I Am Music is coming out this Friday. Let me tell y'all something, man. My coworker at my old job, he was interviewing what's my Scream. He was interviewing DJ Scream, right? And DJ Scream brought him to the studio Swamp Izzo. So he said, yeah, this is my boy Swamp. I said, Swamp, who? He said, Izzo. I said, and then he laughed or whatever. And I said, I got to ask you, brother. He said, oh, man. He had like you on the phone or whatever. So I said, so can you give us a time? Is it April? Is it May? Is it June? Is it summer vibes? What is it? He said, and he walked off. And there was a way to look cool or whatever. But I quickly realized as he left the office, he legitimately had no idea when this project was coming out, bro. He had no idea. But to name your first single that you released in 2023, 2024, and you're not releasing it until darn near 4 months into 2025 is crazy. And here's where I stand with this Playboy Carti thing, bro. I don't think Carti can win with I Am Music. I don't think there's any chance that Carti can win with I Am Music because the anticipation was just too long, bro. It's like people was waiting this long, and it's kind of like it's how I feel about celebrities in general, right? So it's like Beyonce, she can't go anywhere. Like Beyonce couldn't grocery shop if she wanted to in America. Like it's just not a reality for her in this lifetime, in this lifespan. And Andre 3000 plays the flute in Atlanta, like as I covered, and we had 100,000 people out there at Piedmont Park, over 100,000 people, over 100, like close to 200,000 people at Piedmont Park to watch Andre 3000 play the flute. And I believe these things happen because when you disappear and you make yourself inaccessible, that kind of increases the people's like want and desire for you. It's like Frank Ocean. I feel like personally, it's a hot take. I feel like Frank Ocean's a bit overhyped on the music side of things. And it's not to Frank's fault. I think he's literally just he disappears. So people are just like, it makes people fiend more for his music. It's like, Frank Ocean, please, Frank Ocean, the GOAT, this is that. And it's like, is he really the GOAT or is he just a guy who makes good music? And I think Frank Ocean is just a guy who makes good music. I don't think he's the GOAT out of it. But that's another discussion. I bring all of this up because I think with Playboi Carti, he's created himself a situation for himself where he made himself so hard to reach, so inaccessible, so mysterious, so all of these things that people are just like, Playboi Carti's the GOAT. And you know what I'm saying? And it's like you go from being really good and people like you to when you go, people can't have access to you anymore. It's like people just go to another level for you. They go to the next level. And that's like exactly what's going on with Carti, bro. And I bring this up to say, with that, you get inhumane level of expectation of who you are and stuff. Like Andre 3000, I feel like he could walk the streets more and he could just navigate as a relatively normal human if he didn't, just be so away from everything. Like the Braves have an Outcast bobblehead night. Andre 3000's in Japan playing the flute. Someone's doing 20 years, 50 years of hip hop anniversary. Andre 3000's not there to perform with Big Boy Outkast's hits. Super Bowl comes to Atlanta in 2018. Maroon 5 is announced as the headliners for halftime. People are mad. Maroon 5 brings out Big Boy because they recognize the mistake as well. Big Boy just performs I Like the Way You Move and nothing else because Andre 3000 is nowhere to be found. Like all of these years of Andre 3000 not showing up to stuff just made when Andre 3000 showed up to stuff, oh my goodness, the honorable, sensational Andre 3000. And don't get it twisted, by the way, like my username on Instagram is Jeff3006 because like from the time I was a kid, it was 3000, Jeff 3000 something because of Andre 3000. Mom waking me up every day, turning the TV to MTV and turning the volume all the way up to the max on my TV in my room. And every single 8 a.m. for some reason during the weekday on MTV, Hey Y'all music video would be playing in you know what I'm saying, in that year, 2003, 2004. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Andre 3000 has a huge effect on my life. And he's a huge influence on me. One of my top influences in my childhood. Like just period in my life. Like I appreciate Andre 3000. The same token, bruh, like some folks be dragging it, dude. I'm not gonna lie. And it's because he made himself so inaccessible. Same thing with Beyonce. Like Beyonce might never be normal enough to do normal things, right? But if she made herself accessible, a little more accessible and kind of out there, people heard her talk more nowadays and stuff like that. I think she would at least be able to move like how her husband Jay-Z moves. Like Jay-Z can go to a football game, Jay-Z can go to a basketball game, sit courtside, and it's a big deal when he's there. It's like, oh snap, Jay-Z's here. At the same time, like he can kind of move around a bit normal. He can go to parties and this and that, like and all these things. So I don't know. I think being inaccessible is a crutch ultimately. That's my take. And that's why I think Playboi Carti cannot possibly live up to the expectation of this album. Because the album expectation is going to be like, you got to think he had the Lit album. I don't want to say the full album title. Lit album in like 1819. Classic. Whole lot of red, experimental, different voice, the baby voice and debut and stuff like that. Surprise drop on Christmas Day in 2022. Ye's on it, everything like that. Great album. And he really had a lot of just like references to him being a hip hop head, which I don't think a lot of people picked up. But it's like you hear him and you're like, bro, he's saying some stuff that's like deep hip hop. Like he shouted out Key and Man Savage. He was like, I was with Key and Man Savage on the east side and stuff like that. In Whole Lotta Red, he said they want me to be a white boy, but I'm not Lil Dicky. Like he shouted out Lil Dicky. He shouted out obviously MF Doom, everything like that. Long live to the Mad Villain and stuff like that. This was before he passed, and it's just like Carti was making some deep hip hop references on that album, bro. And you couldn't really like pick it up if you just listen on surface level because you just hear like what like vampire noises and stuff like that. But like it was some like stuff where I was like, this dude kind of has done his homework. And you know, and the self-titled, the debut was like amazing too. It was amazing too. Chest on my neck on my chest on my neck on my ooh, whoa, and it's going crazy. And then of course Magnolia is like super hit and Woke Up, and you know what I'm saying? Like number 9, Jeans, Almond, Carti, number 9, Keep It, Tug. Yeah. I'm blind myself looking at the thing. But yeah, man, Carti has some amazing stuff. So it's like when that's the bar you set, and then like the singles was hitting too, like the little 2024, and then the Instagram singles, the Evil Jordan. Respect the fire, gonna be hurt. I'm the same swamp is so. And then like all your features was hitting. I heard some of the joints that he was previewing at Rolling Loud, Miami. I don't know, man. I just don't know, bro. The joints with the weekend, I just don't know, bro. I don't know if he can live up to the hype because the hype is just too high. Like people gonna expect this to be the album of the year. And when you have people waiting a whole half year more than what you originally told them, like I just think it's a setup for disappointment. It's a recipe for disaster. But we'll see, bro. We'll see. Best to Carti, but I did want to put in my honest thoughts going into the album. So if I do an album review and stuff like that, you guys can at least know like what my mindset was going into it and stuff like that. So yeah. Best of luck to Carti. Always rooting for the South Side. Always rooting for the A. Speaking of the A. Speaking of the A. We had Glorilla. She performed tonight in Atlanta. And Zaina Bear was there, right? So Zaina Bear was like, I'm so excited to go Glorilla. And then there was a fight.
She was going crazy all night. So I said, you want something to you. And what my bad bitches at? They said Atlanta got the baddest bitches in the world, right? What my bad bitches at? I don't want to say what the fuck y'all got going on right now.
He been acting like he ain't see it for the whole time, a whole venue looking at it. Is that the Roxy, by the way, the Battery?
I'm skipping these bitches.
Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
talk something for my bad bitches, my nigga.
but look at the crowd. Look at the crowd. I gotta mute it. But look at the crowd. Look at the crowd. They turned it up. Half the crowd turning up. The other half still watching the fight. They still keeping their distance. But they turned it up to the Sexy Red. This man break up a fight and then started twerking. What is going on in ATL, Georgia, bro? Let me tell you something about a Glorilla show. So, Glorilla, bro, one of the first times I saw her, I think the first time I might have seen her was the BET Hip Hop Awards, right? She just first started popping, everything like that. Maybe like August or whatever the case might be. And that's what it was, right? So that's what it was with that. A couple months later, we saw like a full show of hers, like a quick show. Well, it wasn't a full show, but it was a quick show. And it was at a club on the east side and like in DeKalb County. And so we get in the club. We got the whole squad in the club. It was like 4 of us, 4 of my coworkers and stuff. And we all got in. So it was cool. We all hyped. We all about to see Glorilla in this club, bro. And Enter the Menace opened up. I didn't know who Enter the Menace was at the moment. Hold on, let me. Oh, it's to the camera. So this Ant the Menace, he up there with 80 people on stage with him. So that's the first thing, right? So here, Ant the Menace again. Now Glorilla comes out. So glow at the club, everything like that. She lit. She's hot at this time. Like this is fresh off of like Cardi B jumping on Tomorrow. And then she had the other joints. She had the I be smoking weed. I'm running. What was that? Bless. Money good, yup. Money good, yup. Money good, yup. I'm feeling blessed. You're like, you know, and then she had the FRE, of course, the first one that broke her and stuff like that. And so she hotter than fish grease, and she doing the club. I'm like, bro, Glow might be too big for clubs. Like she got a song with Cardi B. Come on now. The thing was, for real, it was like those were her 3 big songs. So it's like she kind of, I don't know if she had the national catalog to be doing the bigger venues at that point on a consistent basis. So she was still like kind of local enough. I wouldn't even say local enough, but still kind of attainable enough for clubs to pay for her and stuff. So we get in a club, we get good spots, we watch Glow. We leave right after. We ain't playing. It was King. King was out there in the parking lot, T.I. son, and he was talking to Boosie and stuff. They were standing next to each other in the club and stuff. So, Boosie popping it for the paparazzi, media members, and people taking photos and stuff. So one of our friends, one of our coworkers, she wanted to get some photos and everything like that of Boosie and them over there. Me, in the meantime, I'm like, all right, we need to go. Because we like, you know what I'm saying? Me and the cab, whatever, we on the east side, it's midnight. So we finally get in the car. I said, come on, man, come on. So we get in the car one night. We pull off. We go back to our separate cars and we go home. We find out when we get home, a security guard that night got shot and unalived. Literally, the one that I was like, we need to go because it's 12 o'clock. We need to go. And we find out that someone was shot and unalived that night. And here I had to look up for the thing because Fox 5 never put like Glorilla's name on it. So I guess first of all, shout out Fox 5. But yeah, security guard, unalived, and bling, bling, bling outside of DeKalb County nightclub. Police are investigating the shooting outside of DeKalb County nightclub and flea market that left one security guard unalive and another hospitalized early Tuesday morning. Fox 5 cameras found an active scene and heavy police presence outside of the Cosmopolitan Premier Lounge on a 4500 block near Glenwood Road near I-State 285. So he's on Glenwood, east side. Crime scene investigators were on the scene, focusing on at least one vehicle in a parking lot lounge. A number of shell casings and evidence markings could be seen littering the parking lot. Excuse me, my bad. According to police, officers responded to the lounge and allowed reports of 2 people hit. Investigators believe that there was a dispute inside the club and customers were told to leave. Once outside, the suspects started firing, hitting 2 security guards, police say. Police have not released the identity of either victim. No one is in custody at this time. This investigation is ongoing. I definitely want to say prayers up to the family of the security guard and stuff like that. But yeah, that really happened at a Glorilla show. Glorilla shows get real, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Glorilla shows get real, dude. But I hope everybody's safe. I hope everybody's all right and everybody having fun and stuff like that, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Music is fun. It's supposed to be a break from all of the drama and stuff that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. So I hope everybody's good, and I pray for the security guard once again from 2022 at the night that we was out there and stuff like that. There's that, and that was my story time on that. Next up, we got Iman Shumpert. So shout out Iman Shumpert. Apparently, I did not know this, bro. So I seen the thing where it's like Iman had to give, like, he got to give this up to her. She got to pay for the kids, private school tuition and everything like that, $8,000 a month. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. But then I found out Bro signed a prenup. And the only clause in the prenup was infidelity. All he had to do was not cheat. And his prenup was good. This joker apparently cheats, man. While Teyana Taylor initially stated infidelity wasn't a factor in her and Iman Shumpert's separation, she later claimed in divorce filings that Shumpert was involved in multiple cheating scandals, including after she filed for divorce. Here's a breakdown of the situation. In September 2023, Teyana Taylor publicly addressed rumors of infidelity, stating that infidelity ain't one of the reasons for our departure and that they remain friends, business partners, and a team in co-parenting and their children. Divorce filings, however, in the divorce filing, Taylor reportedly alleged that Shumpert was involved in multiple cheating scandals, including one that occurred after she filed for divorce in January. Public versus private, Taylor reportedly tried to keep the divorce as private as possible using initials and court documents, but Shumpert's legal team demanded to use their full names. Divorce settlement. The couple finalized their divorce in 2024, with Shumpert agreeing to pay a one-time seven-figure payment to, oh my God, 7 figures. He had to pay $1 million. A one-time seven-figure payment to Taylor, $8,000 monthly child support and covering the child's private school fees in addition to the cheating allegations. Taylor also accused Shumpert for diminishing the marital estate of over $3.7 million, including withdrawals, loans, and life insurance policy loan. Taylor has also accused Shumpert for failing to feed their daughters and parenting while under the influence. Jeez Louise. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of money, bro. If this is true, if the part of like he had a prenup and the only prenup agreement that they had, the only thing that he had to do was not cheat, bro. Man, fellas and women, whoever's listening to this, discipline is the number one thing in life that you need, bro. Discipline is the number one thing in life that you need. Shump should know that like better than pretty much anybody else, bro. As a professional athlete, he should know discipline will get you there. Discipline makes a difference. Right now, we're fasting. I'm fasting. I don't know about y'all, but I'm fasting for Lent. Some people are fasting for Ramadan, stuff like that. And the biggest key to it is training yourself to have discipline, to push when you don't want to push, do when you don't want to do. Like right now, I'm hungry right now. I gotta wait till tomorrow at 12 p.m. to eat. You know what I'm saying? Because discipline is the biggest thing that you need in this life, bro. It's the biggest thing that you need in this life. And you know, for Shump to have all this money on the table, 7 figures plus on the table, and all he had to do was have some discipline and turn down anything outside of his marriage, and to be unable to do that, allegedly, it's very tough. It's a tough pill to swallow, bro. Discipline, I like a discipline will cost you your career. I like a discipline will cost you your family. Like a discipline will cost you 7+ figures. If you Iman Shumpert, just because of lack of self-control, you have to control your lustful desires. You have to control your all that stuff, bro. You have to control your irrational spending habits. You have to control your wants and needs to like, oh, I'll sleep. I'll do this. Oh, I'll let this go. Oh, I'll let this. You know, Will Smith once said, bro, like, life is like a basketball game. And like the game comes down to 7 or 8 loose possessions, right? And it's like the team that dives for the most loose possessions and they win most of the loose possessions, they get 2 or 3 extra possessions at the end of the game. And those 2-3 possessions can be the difference in a 5-point game, a 3-point game, a 1-possession game, whatever the case might be. Those 2-3 hustle plays. And by the end of the season, the team that was doing the most hustle plays, now they have 20 more, 30 more, 40 more wins than the teams that didn't win those 50-50 balls, that didn't win those hustle plays, those loose balls and stuff like that. Now they got a number 1 seed. They got home court advantage. And they're doing the same habits that they did in the regular season. So now they don't want a championship. Now you're looking up the little things done added up to a dynasty. You got the Chicago Bulls, 6 championships. You got the Golden State Warriors, 4 championships. You got the San Antonio Spurs, 4 championships. It's all goes down to the little things that you need. Discipline, bro. Discipline is the largest thing that you need in this life. It's the difference between being him and almost being him. You know what I'm saying? So make this a lesson, fellas. If this is true, This is all alleged and stuff like that. But if that was in a prenuptial agreement and according to these divorce filings that he went against that, it cost him this much money, bro. A fortune. Tough. All right. We got the last couple things, and then we will get out of here and have a good night to all. Oh, yeah. I wanted to say this with the Carti thing. Lil Nas X, I think, is a great example. He was a huge pop star, took a year off for his mental health, came back this year, and 100,000 views in a day is great. 100,000 views in a day is great, but this is a pop star who was getting millions, like near billion views for stuff. 3 months ago, 3 million views. You see this 3 years ago, 162 million views. 5 years ago, 1.3 billion views. 5 years ago, 179 million views. 3 years ago, 602 million views. 5 years ago, 494 million. He was 494 million views, bro. 500 million views, 250 million views, 100 million views. So it's like, that's what he used to do, and that's what he was used to, bro. Like an off song, Sun Goes Down, 50 million views. Are you serious, bro? Are you serious, bro? This joint right here. BET, 25 million views. That was off for him. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like he took that time off, and the buzz just kind of like, it's difficult to live up to the hype when you take such a long hiatus. That's what I'm trying to say. And so we'll see what happens with Carti. Like I said, wishing him the best. Yeah, last couple things, man. Okay. Dawn Robinson of En Vogue revealed that she's been living in a car for past 3 years. I seen the first couple seconds of this. I did not see the rest. This is my first time watching it. Let's go.
You guys, for the past almost 3 years, I have been living in my car. I said it. Oh my God, it's out. I've been living in my car. Oh my gosh. If you remember, if you guys were with me, in 2020, I did like 105,000 interviews. And in the interim, I was living with my parents in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And that was wonderful until it wasn't. I love my mom, but she became very angry. And a lot of her anger, she was taking out on me, and I was her target all the time. And I was like, I can't deal with this. Like, I respect her too much. Let me get out of here. And I was sleeping in my car for maybe about a month in Vegas. And then the guy that was co-managing me at the time was living in LA, and he said, you need to come back to LA. Okay. And he said that I could stay with him. And so I was like, okay. He's like, I don't have a lot of room, but I'll make room for you. And then when I got to his place, he actually didn't have room for me. So it turned into, okay, well, I'm going to put you in a hotel for the night. And that one night turned into 8 months. Oh my God, you guys, because every apartment that I looked at, every single time I looked at a place, I would call him and I'm like, okay, can you meet me here? I would tell him ahead of time, of course. And then he wouldn't meet me there until I would take video and send it to him. And he's like, no, oh my God, this neighborhood, I hate it. I mean, I felt like he was playing games, and I knew he was playing games, and I wasn't the one. I'm like, come on, I'm trying to make this easier on you, because financially, I know it's got to be hard. You're paying your rent and you're paying my hotel. His apartment was $1,700 a month. And then my hotel was over $3,000. Yep. So, and I was always stressed every week because he would pay weekly for the hotel. So every week I was like, oh my God, can you afford it? Are you okay? And he's like, no, I can't, but I'm getting it together. What? You're the one who said to go to the hotel, and you're not approving any of the apartments. Like, it would be so much cheaper to just get me into an apartment. Like, what's the problem?
Man, this is tough, bro. I want to see the full video. Is there a full video? Okay. I guess this is it.
Poor Dawn. She's living in her car, and it's terrible. Oh, what was me? It's not that. It's not like I said, I'm learning about who I am. I'm learning myself as a person, as a woman. And I didn't think if you would have said to me while I was in Vogue, you're going to be living in your car one day, I'd be like, huh? No, I'm always going to have an apartment. I can't live in my car. How can I do that? I won't be able to live in my car. We say that we can't do certain things before you even know we're capable. And I'm glad that I made this choice because I needed to go through this fire. If some of you are on your spiritual journey, you may know or may have heard of something called Dark Night of the Soul. And that's when you go through like a period of isolation, a period of separating yourself from family and friends. And I'm in the trenches of this right now. And I'm like, I wouldn't trade my experiences and what I've gone through for the world. I hope from this you can gather that, wow, if Dawn could do that, I can do anything. It's been an unexpected path that I've enjoyed quite a bit. It's not like, oh my God, she's got somebody to help her every day. I don't. It's just me. But that's the beauty of it. Like learning that I can do all these things myself. Wow. Come on. I'm really, really, really proud of myself. I was talking to someone about filming this, actually getting some more footage and filming this for me. And they were saying, well, people might think this is a publicity stunt. I'm like, there are many things that people have done for publicity stunts. Saying that I'm living in my car and actually not living in my car would be a stupid publicity stunt, but this is not publicity. I have all the footage from Vegas to LA to prove that. So once you guys see my actual documentary, you'll know. This was no joke. And it is not something that I would have chosen, but I'm glad that I put myself out here.
Man.
Because I will. When I'm on top again, or when I have a resurgence of my career again, the way that I want, that getting to that point is only up to me. So from here, from my car into that life is going to be amazing. From this point and succeeding again is going to be amazing. I see it in my mind. I have known. Sometimes when before I go to sleep, I visualize seeing myself like, oh my God, #1 documentary.
Yeah.
You know, whoever I sell it to, I don't know, Netflix, because people have to see what this is like. But just a woman in general, or man, please, this is not, like I said, it's not easy, but that you can do this on your own. You can make it happen for yourself. And the people that I have met along the way, like I said, I'm very cautious who I talk to. But some of the people that I've talked to are like, oh my God, yeah, it's not easy, but I wouldn't trade it because, like, wow, would I have an apartment right now if I had a choice? I would. I'm not going to lie. But am I glad that I did this? Absolutely.
She talking about an apartment, man. This is a member of In Vogue, bro. Like one of our giants, one of our, you know what I'm saying, staples. Hold on to your love. I'm sorry, that was out of key. I'm not a member of In Vogue, but like, geez, Louise, she talking about an apartment. Do I wish I had an apartment? Yes. Not even a house.
Proud of what I've accomplished out here.
No member of In Vogue should ever have to worry about, can I get approved for an apartment? Dawn is grown and made this choice on her own. What do you mean? We're just waiting on one more person, Don Diva. Don, you'll be waiting forever. Sorry it wasn't asked, nor was I interested. You don't go back to people who tossed you out in the first place. No matter what, we love you all. That's nice, but I doubt that you would love anybody who forced you out of what was rightfully yours. Uh-oh. I do want to say, though, Don, take some accountability, sis. Nobody tossed you out of anything. You closed that door being petty and stubborn, and nobody can reopen it but you. Humble and get over yourself. How do you humble more than living in a car for 3 years? But as the old saying goes, the show must go on. She was fighting for them to get more out of their situation. I wish she would forgive them and rejoin. And Vogue would get their proper due if she joined the group again. She needs to humble herself. This is her own doing. Just like, okay, bro. So, like, instead of making some money on the road, okay. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this. I honestly do not know what's gonna happen with this. I want to see. Someone was like, y'all should see how Raphael Sadiq did her. I have no clue how he did it, so I'm gonna watch this video from RRG from 3 years ago.
Oh, dish soap is on sale. We need it.
I will
Yeah,
have
I think we need
YouTube
to catch it
red.
too.
What's
For
in
the
there?
people complaining, I will have YouTube red once I get 5,000 subscribers. So yeah. I wait until 5,000 subscribers, by the way. It's literally just to have the money to pay for YouTube Red. Like, YouTube Red costs money. So I like the money to pay for YouTube Red. I like my YouTube income to pay for that.
In the late 90s, 3 of the most creative and well-respected music industry veterans joined forces to create R&B supergroup Lucy Pearl. Dawn Robinson of In Vogue, Raphael Sadiq of Tony, and Ali Shaheed Muhammad of A Tribe Called Quest's Instant Chemistry translated into a self-titled studio album that took the music world by surprise. Initially, everything was golden for the group, but it didn't last long. This is a story of clashing egos, a shocking lineup change, claims of jealousy, and bad contracts. Don't forget, you can gain access to this audio and one unreleased, super messy video per month on the RRG Patreon. Details are in the description box. Now, grab some popcorn and let's get into today's video. Dawn told the Jasmine brand she left In Vogue in 1997 due to personal disagreements and contractual issues. Raphael left Tony in the late 90s after the group members decided to go their separate ways.
Rest in peace,
And Ali
Mr.
left
Dwayne
A Tribe
Rogers.
Called Quest during the group's
By the way.
first breakup in 1998. Raphael was working on solo projects, but then decided it was time to start something new. He reached out to Ali, and he agreed they should create some music together. There was one missing piece to the puzzle, and since Dawn was
Rest in peace,
essentially a
Dwayne
free
Riggins.
agent as well, they thought she would be perfect for their group. According to Deseret News website, Dawn was on the brink of signing a solo record contract, but decided to join Raphael and Ali instead. Ali told NPR when they first got together, there was instant chemistry. Raphael told MTV they were all just chilling one night when the name Lucy Pearl popped into his head. The name then became significant to the trio. He told The Guardian, "Our music has a loose sound and feeling, while what we're doing is something precious to us, like a pearl." He also mentioned to the Los Angeles Times that the word Lucy meant it was a loose business situation and none of the group members were bound to an 8-year contract. With their unique arrangement, the members were also free to pursue outside projects whenever they felt like it. While Raphael thought it was a good idea for everyone involved, Dawn disagreed. She later told Halftime Chat she didn't really read the contract like she should have because she trusted Raphael to have her back.
Oh man.
That decision came back to bite her. She didn't realize until it was too late that she had signed a shady deal. Raphael insisted that since they all came from bands, they knew how things worked as far as being in a group.
Oh.
He also said none of them had ego problems. The trio was so in sync. And just by looking at Dawn and Ali, Raphael said he was able to come up with ideas for their debut album. While Raphael thought the creative process happened quickly, Dawn told a different version of events during her interview with Halftime Chat. She said the album was supposed to be released by June 1999, but by November of that year, they were still working on things. This put her in a financial bind, and it didn't take long before the bank started calling her about past due mortgage payments. Dawn said she spoke to Raphael and told him she was going to lose her house and needed money, especially since she had turned down some major deals to sign with Lucy Pearl in the first place. Dawn said that Raphael told her he didn't have any money to give her up front, but he would figure out how to get her what she needed. But when it was time for her to pay the remaining balance, Raphael reportedly told her, "I don't know what to tell you. It's every man for himself."
Wow.
At the end, Dawn said she lost her home to foreclosure.
Dang.
While the industry and their fans waited for the album to be released, journalists began to wonder if Lucy Pearl was even a good idea. A writer for The Guardian even warned that supergroups were generally plagued by insecurity, instability, and tantrums. The writer ended the article by saying, "So, Lucy Pearl, be warned. When somebody tells you you're in a supergroup, it is time to check out the job vacancies at McDonald's."
Oh my gosh.
Their lead single, Dance Tonight, was released in March 2000. According to Billboard, the song peaked at number 11.
Come on, bruh. Come on, bro. So not only did you have all the En Vogue hits, but Lucy Pearl. See, first of all, I didn't even know about Lucy Pearl. Like, I mean, I didn't even know about Lucy Pearl. But for Lucy Pearl, the first hit to be Dance Tonight, bro. We 25 years later, we said, "I wanna dance tonight. I wanna." You got hits after the hits after the first group that you was in, and you said, "Oh my goodness, you got too many hits to be homeless for 3 years, my sister."
11 and spent 26 weeks on the charts. The song was also featured on the soundtrack for the film Love and Basketball. Their self-titled album was released 2 months later, and it perfectly mixed elements of hip-hop, soul, classic rock, and funk. The album was certified gold, and the group was also nominated for a Grammy Award. In September 2000, they released their second single called "Don't Mess With My Man," which peaked at number 36 on the Billboard charts. Lucy Pearl was on a roll. Or so we thought. Just 1 month later, in October 2000, Lucy Pearl appeared on BET's 106 & Park to debut the music video for their song Without You. And fans were shocked to see there had been a lineup change. Dawn had been replaced with the singer Joy from the Dungeon Family.
Wow.
I knew I was underwater.
Family, man.
I just didn't realize I was this underwater.
Shout out Outkast. Shout out Killer Mike. Shouts out to everybody in the Dungeon Family for sure. All right.
Dawn was apparently just as surprised by the change as the rest of us. She told MTV even though she always intended to work on her solo album and she knew Lucy Pearl was a one-year, one-time project, she was still shocked when she found out she had been replaced. However, she thought the other group members were going to go their separate ways as well. She had no idea they were actually going to replace her and keep Lucy Pearl going. Dawn also believed the decision to replace her boiled down to jealousy. She told Halftime Chat Raphael was upset that journalists wanted to speak to her more than they wanted to speak to him during press events. Dawn tried not to let the situation get her down. She signed with Q Records and started working on her solo album. Raphael, Ali, and Joy couldn't keep Lucy Pearl alive, though. By 2001, the group decided to call it quits. Raphael told Pause and Play the group was never built to last, and he was surprised they lasted more than 30 days to begin with. He started to have hope that they would be able to crank out a second album, but he said egos got involved. He alluded to Dawn being the problem when he ended his statement by saying, "I have nothing but great things to say about Joy, who took Dawn's place on the road."
Wow.
With Lucy Pearl in his rearview mirror, Raphael was looking forward to doing his own thing. There were talks of a reunion around 2009, but things went all the way left. Dawn told Essence Ali felt Raphael had done him wrong by getting involved in side deals without including him. In response, Ali filed a lawsuit against Raphael. Dawn then pointed the finger at Raphael and said he was the one who let his ego tarnish the group.
Wow.
Dawn said that in the beginning she was open to reuniting with the group. However, Ali was always busy, and there were talks about replacing him with Ali's A Tribe Called Quest group member, Q-Tip.
No.
Dawn said that throughout the years, it would always be her and Q-Tip talking about potential projects, and Raphael was nowhere to be found because he had a tendency to disappear at times.
What?
And as the years passed, resentment set in. Dawn has since closed the door to the group ever reuniting. She said she still can't forgive Raphael and blames him for her home going into foreclosure.
Bro.
She added, "My credit is still affected to this day, so I don't want to talk to Raphael about anything else. There's nothing we have to discuss." These days, Raphael is still an in-demand producer. He has also produced music for the HBO series Insecure. He has 5 solo albums to date, including his 2019 album entitled Jimmy Lee, which Ali makes an appearance on as an instrumentalist. Ali teamed up with composer Adrian Young to put out a series of jazz-inspired albums. He's also worked on the soundtrack for the TV show Luke Cage. Dawn has reunited with En Vogue several times over the past few years and even teamed up with former member Maxine Jones to form a group called the Funky Divas. She also announced in November 2020 that she was working on an autobiography. If Raphael doesn't reach out to Dawn to apologize like she has requested, it looks like a Lucy Pearl reunion won't be happening. But their one and only album will always be remembered as a moment when 3 of the most talented stars came together to create a masterpiece. Let us know your thoughts on what happened to Lucy Pearl. And thanks for watching.
It's crazy because like Raphael, like his entire like thing is just so positive and like peaceful and stuff like that. And so to see him like be the bad guy is crazy. It's crazy. I don't know though, but I was also surprised to see like Don has reunited with En Vogue multiple times and stuff like that. I don't know. We gotta see like what's going on, man. To be honest, man, this is all. It's all a lot for me. I think I want to make that another series though, just like learning stuff about older acts and things of that sort. Next up, hard transition. Louisiana fraternity pledge Caleb Wilson died 2 weeks ago. Here's what we know so far. Shout out to Salim Martin of USA Today. It's been 2 weeks since a Louisiana student pledging to a fraternity was rushed to the emergency room and later died, and now 3 people have been charged. The victim, 20-year-old Southern University and A&M college student, Caleb Wilson, was pledging to join a Mega Psi Phi fraternity when he collapsed. Authorities from the Baton Rouge Police Department have said about the case. Wilson, his death had led to the suspension of student investigation organization membership intake events, as well as the arrest of 3 other Southern University and A&M college students. Here's what we know so far about Wilson and the 3 men who have been charged in connection to his unalive. Who have been charged in this thing? Caleb McCrae, 23, manslaughter of criminal hazing. Kyle Thurman, 25, 1 count of criminal hazing. Isaiah Smith, 28, 1 count of criminal hazing. These jokers is 25. These in their mid-20s hitting college kids. Come on, bro. What are we doing? It was not immediately clear Wednesday who was representing Thurman and Smith in court. McCrae's lawyer, Philip Robinson, did not immediately respond to USA Today's request this week for a comment. He said in a statement Friday that the charges against McCrae are an accusation but not proof of guilt, according to this television station WAFB. I maintain my client's innocence and urge the public to withhold to rushing judgment until all the evidence is heard, Robinson wrote. Many young lives in our community have been changed with this, altered by this tragedy. The impact has been felt throughout Southern University. And then I want to say Caleb is doing Caleb's family, Caleb's estate is holding a public, a public memorial for him tomorrow, Friday. Friday? Yeah, they're doing it Friday. Yeah, they're doing it Friday in Baton Rouge. Just a FYI, if you're in the Baton Rouge area or anything like that. He added that his team is reviewing the evidence to find out what happened that night. What do we know about those who were charged? Smith, Thurman, and McCrae all are Southern University and A&M college students. 23, 25, 28. What the heck? A spokesperson for the university confirmed to USA Today this week. Smith is a graduate student. Okay. McCrae and Thurman are undergraduate students, the university said. It's also alleged that the warehouse where the hazing occurred is one that Smith, one of the defendants, is familiar with, according to the television station WAFB. I believe it's like one of their uncles owns the spot. If I'm not mistaken, I should stick to the script. Smith's father, Todd Smith, leases the property for his business. There it is. California hardwood floors. Also co-renting the place is Baton Rouge Councilman Cleve Dunn Jr., the outlet reported, who took Caleb Wilson to the hospital. The medical staff from the Baton Rouge General Medical Center called police around 2:40 a.m. on February 26 about a deceased man later identified as Wilson, according to the arrest affidavit obtained by USA Today. According to the medical staff, a group of men that had already left the hospital dropped Wilson off. Wow. He was only wearing black sweatpants and white socks. The men told the medical staff that Wilson had been playing basketball in a nearby park when he was hit in the chest per their arrest warrant. Officials conducted an autopsy and noted a small bruise on the right side of his chest, the arrest read. Investigators reviewed surveillance footage at the hospital that showed a male driving up to the hospital's emergency door in a black Dodge Charger. The male got out the vehicle and opened the passenger door, revealing Wilson sitting unresponsive in the front seat, according to the warrant. The driver and medical staff took Wilson out of the vehicle and rushed him into the hospital. An investigator working on the case was able to see the Dodge Challenger's license plate. When he ran it, Smith's name came back. The warrant reads. The driver's license photo also confirmed that Smith was the man that had driven Wilson to the hospital and taken him out the car. What happened to Wilson and the other pledges that night? Investigators spoke to Wilson's family and witnesses who told them he was pledging Omega Psi Phi fraternity, according to the arrest affidavit. Witnesses said that Wilson and the 8 other pledges went to the warehouse that the houses a flooring company on February 26 for a meeting. The pledges had to change into gray sweatsuits, then stood in the line while each pledge was punched 4 times with boxing gloves by at least 3 people per the arrest affidavit. Witnesses identified the people allegedly punching the pledges as Smith, McCray, and Thurman per the arrest affidavit. Thurman allegedly punched the first half of the group. McCray, punched the second half, and Smith punched at least 1 pledge, police wrote in the arrest affidavit. It should be noted that Wilson was in the second half of the group, the affidavit read. McCray then punched Wilson 4 times in the chest, and he collapsed to the floor, becoming unresponsive. After the blow, Wilson suffered what seemed to be a seizure and urinated on himself. The pledges were then moved to a separate room while leadership checked on Wilson, the affidavit read. Wilson was then placed inside of Smith's vehicle and taken to the hospital. He was pronounced dead the next day, February 27th. In the arrest affidavit, police said someone changed Wilson's clothing before he was taken to the hospital. While he and 8 other pledges were wearing gray sweatsuits while being punched, he was wearing black sweatpants at the hospital, according to the affidavit. On February 28th, investigators searched the warehouse where the hazing took place and found black boxing gloves. They left the boxing gloves at the Baton Rouge Chief of Police Thomas Moore Jr. said Friday during a press conference that no one called 911 to help Wilson. Wilson died as a direct result of the hazing incident where he was punched in the chest multiple times while pledging to Omega Psi Phi fraternity, Moore said Friday. Through further investigation, BRPD detectives developed small suspects involved in the incident. What law was broken on the night of February 26? Hazing was prohibited in Louisiana due to the Max Grover Act, which was enacted in 2018 after the death of Max Grover. Grover was a Louisiana State University freshman who died as a hazing event on September 14, 2017. Those who break the law could face fines or 6 months in jail for non-fatal hazing, as well as suspensions and other punishments. What is the university saying? Southern University and A&M College said on March 4th that the university has banned the membership intake for all student organizations as a result of Wilson's death. President of Southern University System, Dennis Shields, said in the press conference Friday, he is saddened by the loss of Wilson's life. The Baton Rouge campus charter of Omega Psi Phi fraternity has been ordered to cease all activities, Shields said at the time. Wilson was majoring in mechanical engineering and was a member of the university's Human Jukebox Marching Band. The university's chancellor, John K. Pierre, said in a statement February 27th. The marching band said he was a talented trumpet player, a dedicated student, and a bright soul. He was also a member of the Pilgrims Baptist Church in Kenner, Louisiana, where he performed, and his music was looked upon as a gift to us all, the church wrote the day he died. Wilson's family said in a statement on February 28th that the 20-year-old was bright and talented. His passion for life, his dedication to his studies, and his love for music and Southern University Human Jukebox Marching Band were just a few of the many qualities that made him an extraordinary person, his family wrote. To support Wilson and his family community members, he created the Caleb Wilson's Foundation, which is collecting donations at thecalebwilsonfoundation.org. Clicked on. Anything else? Hold on. Public viewings Friday. Okay. Saturday. And in Kenner. Okay. Authorities, anybody they can call here. Okay. All right. Caleb Wilson, say his name. Caleb Wilson, say his name. All 3 suspects have been taken in. Make sure that you can. I'll put the link in the description, and yeah, we will make sure that is being handled and things of that sort. We're gonna stay on this case. We're gonna stay on it. Continue to report on it. All of those things, and yeah, man. I wanted to pull up the suspects real quick before we get off, and yeah. These are the 3 suspects. This was the first guy who turned himself in and bonded out the next morning. And here are the other 2 guys that were arrested. So, yeah. All guys in their mid-20s, mid to late 20s. So, yeah. That's it. Pretty somber note to end on. But hope you guys have a great day, great evening, morning, whenever you're watching this afternoon. Until next time, as always, I'm Rashad Milligan. Please take care of yourselves. Peace.
That's for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.